It's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. And now that I just got back from seeing Avengers Endgame, I can tell you all about it. Now, typically I tell you about the trailers, but there were so many of them, and again, the whole presence of Disney's Star Wars is an insult to me. Somebody who writes, somebody who produces, somebody who creates, especially universes or different versions of this one. Whatever you want to say about George Lucas stood close to his convictions. He made movies based on what he wanted to make. You people fucked them up, because you're assholes and you don't know jack shit. So if you want to see Rise of Skywalker, which sounds like a porno movie, if you want to see Rey try to take out a TIE fighter by herself, that's your fucking problem. Especially since you didn't like more than half the movies they made anyway. But anyway, aside from that, Endgame. What was Endgame like? Well, as a moviegoer fan, I was really, really impressed. I don't want to say blown away. I was impressed. Because they went a route I really was not expecting at all. They went a route I really was not expecting at all. And in a way, it was really good. Because they built up Thanos to be this unstoppable force. So, just saying, hey, we've got Ant-Man and we've got Captain Marvel and pretty much the same people, now we'll kick your ass. That wouldn't fly. So, the concept of them facing off against Thanos once more, this time him with the gauntlet and the stones, would have made no sense. They would have gotten killed. But the route that they went was very intelligent, and in a way it helped you say goodbye to a lot of the characters that are not coming back. If there are going to be any more Avengers movies, I don't even know if there are going to be any more Avengers movies, because it seemed as though the send-offs are very final, and the motivations, the people that movie, yeah, remember something. In the comics, yes, Captain America died like 500 times. They all died. But they're all still there. So the concept of the Avengers is still alive. In this one, and I'm not going to tell you who goes or whatever, but in this one it seems like the people that really were maintaining the concept of the Avengers are now gone. The problems I will mention, as a movie fan, like I said, very impressed. As a comic book fan, I've got major issues with this movie. And a lot of the major issues I have with this movie, first off, if any of you dickwads made them recut this movie to take out as much Captain Marvel as possible, I swear I will track you all down and I will throw cake in your face. Because Captain Marvel, let me explain this to you all one more time. She's a very important part of the Marvel Universe. If you don't know that, if you don't know Carol Danvers is a very important part of the Marvel Universe, you don't know Marvel Comics. She is a huge part. She is one of the leaders of the Avengers. And yes, she does a lot of intergalactic stuff. But if there was anything, okay, granted she wasn't in the Infinity Gauntlet, whatever, but if there was anything that overall required the assistance of everybody, including Nebula, she would have been there. So the idea that you have the Avengers without her, she was in it for like 5 minutes. Okay, she was in it for like 5 minutes. And her 5 minutes were not at all meaningful. She was totally meaningless. And not as meaningless as Mantis, but you know, pretty meaningless. On top of that, I don't like the fact that they make Thanos into this nut job. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, in the comics, as I explained it before, in the comics, Thanos is like a guy that could throw a touchdown to himself at every play. But sometimes it's boring and he just doesn't feel like it. Or sometimes for whatever reason he just doesn't. He just throws it up in the air and he goes, whoops, I dropped it. He's not somebody that can do that, but makes so many stupid mistakes that he screws it up. He calculates every single fucking possibility in the entire equation. He goes through everything. He doesn't do anything without knowing the exact, the best way to achieve his goal. He will not go into anything just because he's angry, per se. One of the reasons why he gave up the gauntlet was because he knew it had too much power. And having it makes you insane. And that's why he ran off to his planet until the gauntlets came back in one form or another. But I haven't read enough Thanos, but I'm just saying I read the series. And in the series, he just wanted nothing to do with it when he realized how much power it gave him. And how he went mad with it. Also when Nebula got it. So the route that they took was different. And what they did with Thanos, I wasn't really too big on. I mean, the final battle is worth the price of admission, obviously. But although I like the route they took towards the battles, what they did to Thanos I was not too big on. I just wasn't. But other than that, I mean, it was the fastest 3 hours I could ever remember. And I saw the Lord of the Rings movies in the movie theater. And there really wasn't any dead space. And like I said, I did appreciate the send-offs to certain characters, the way they did it. And the manner in which they got to fight back really brought about some emotion to it. So yeah, man, see it. I mean, I definitely, if you're into movies and you're into the Avengers movies, you have to see it. Because this might be the last Avengers movies, who knows? Might be the last Avengers movie. You got to see it in the theater. But if you're told, like, if you're my friend Scott who likes music, you're not going to like this movie at all. You're going to spit on this movie. And if you are, and he's read a lot more Thanos than I have, so he would know better than I do. And, you know, because again, like, I watch these movies as a movie fan and a comic fan. And as a comic fan, like, that's why I love Captain Marvel, because as a comic fan, it got the essence. It didn't get everything right, per se, but it got the essence to a T. And I love that. I read so many of her comics. You know, so, and I loved Captain Marvel, and I read like so many of her comics. So, like, that was as a comic fan and a movie fan. This one, as a movie fan, I thought it was tremendous. As a comic fan, I was like, did you really have to go that way? And even though at one point I was like, I never thought of that, but there were certain things that they did. What they did with Thanos bothered me, and the fact that Captain Marvel had like no time at all, no screen time at all in this movie really bothered me. But other than that, I mean, yeah, go see it. Thank you all for watching. More videos soon to come, so stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.